Here are the crypto top headlines covered in this video. New Android malware steals private keys from screenshots and images. Next, Pundit predicts Ethereum surge to $10,000, but there's a catch. Also, Arthur Hayes predicts Bitcoin rally after closing short position. Welcome to Crypto Top Headlines, where there's no clickbait thumbnails or titles, and no speeches on my opinions, just bringing crypto's news to you. I would greatly appreciate it if you would click on the like and subscribe buttons, as well as the notification bell. It does help support the channel, so thank you in advance for doing so. Now, on to these headlines. Our first top headline, new Android malware steals private keys from screenshots and images. According to a recent FBI warning, North Korean hackers are aggressively targeting the crypto industry with well-disguised attacks. A new Android malware called Spy Agent, discovered by software security firm McAfee, can steal private keys stored in screenshots and images on a smartphone's internal storage. More specifically, the malware uses a mechanism known as optical character recognition, or OCR, to scan images stored on a smartphone and extract words from them. OCR is present in many technologies, including desktop computers, which can recognize, copy, and paste text from images. McAfee Labs explained that the malware is distributed through malicious links sent through text messages. The cybersecurity company broke down the process beginning with an unsuspecting user clicking on a link they received. The link will redirect the user to a seemingly legitimate website and prompt them to download an application presented as trustworthy. However, the application is the Spy Agent malware, and installing it will compromise the phone. According to the report, these fraudulent programs are disguised as banking apps, government applications, and streaming services. Upon installing the applications, users are prompted to give the application permission to access contacts, messages, and local storage. Currently, the malware mainly targets South Korean users and has been detected in over 280 fraudulent apps by McAfee cybersecurity specialists. Malware attacks on the rise in 2024. Similar malware affecting Mac OS systems, called Cthulhu Stealer, was identified in August. Like Spy Agent, Cthulhu Stealer disguises itself as a legitimate software application and steals personal information from the user, including MetaMask passwords, IP addresses, and private keys for cold wallets living on the desktop. During the same month, Microsoft discovered a vulnerability in Google Chrome's web browser, which was likely exploited by a North Korean hacker group called Citrine Sleet. The hacker group reportedly created fake cryptocurrency exchanges and used those sites to send fraudulent job applications to unsuspecting users. Any user who followed through with the process inadvertently installed remotely controlled malware on their system, which stole private keys from the user. Since that time, the Chrome vulnerability has been patched. However, the frequency of the malware attacks prompted the Federal Bureau of Investigation to issue a warning about the North Korean hacking group. Let me pause here for a moment. If you're getting value out of this video, please click on the like and subscribe buttons as well as the notification bell. Our next top headline, Pundit predicts Ethereum surge to $10,000, but there's a catch. Ethereum experienced a slight downturn on Wednesday in tandem with a broader cryptocurrency market decline led by Bitcoin, which fell 7.59% over the past 24 hours to trade at $54,354 at the time of writing. Earlier in the day, ETH, the second largest cryptocurrency, dropped approximately 8%, briefly touching $2,300 before rebounding by noon. This volatility reflects growing investor caution amid rising interest rates and the upcoming U.S. elections. That said, analysts remain divided on Ethereum's future trajectory amidst this drop. Analyst Alan Santana, in a tweet, acknowledged Ethereum's bullish potential, but also highlighted the ongoing correction and the possibility of further price dips. Notably, the pundit pointed to the weekly MACD indicator showing a bearish divergence, potentially leading ETH to revisit its new baseline between $1,750 and $1,550. Santana further expressed concern about the recent launch of Ethereum spot ETFs, suggesting institutional investors might be looking to buy between $1,000 and $1,200, a level last seen in November 2022. I think the next target is the new baseline, but I am prepared for all scenarios just in case. This is how the markets work. They tend to produce sudden events that we never thought possible, wrote Santana. However, he emphasized Ethereum's intention to surge to a 5-figure price tag following the correction, following a test of this support zone. After the correction is over, we will have a new growth phase, and Ethereum can easily go above $10,000. We only have a few months left for the entire correction and bottom to settle. After this, we are back on the positive, and we think solely about long, up, and green, he added. Notably, other prominent analysts have echoed similar sentiments. Popular veteran market analyst Peter Brandt recently predicted a potential decline for Ethereum, identifying it as a well-defined short-side trade. In a tweet, the pundit pinpointed $2,830 as the critical support threshold of a rectangle pattern, suggesting that if prices breach this level, ETH could go lower. Similarly, popular crypto analyst Benjamin Cohen cautioned investors on Tuesday about Ethereum's risk metrics. He highlighted the importance of considering Bitcoin's dominance when evaluating altcoins like Ethereum. Cowen argued that Ethereum has been bleeding back to Bitcoin over the past years, suggesting a potential long-term decline in its value relative to Bitcoin. It could potentially drop to $1,200 by year-end before resuming a bullish move. ETH traded at $2,288 at press time, reflecting a 2.71% surge over the past 24 hours. However, the trading volume of assets saw a 59.69% surge, settling at $15.71 billion over the same period. Our next top headline, Arthur Hayes predicts Bitcoin rally after closing short position. Bitcoin could start its rally next week on a potential liquidity injection in the world's largest economy. Arthur Hayes has closed his Bitcoin short position following initial concerns about a deep correction over the weekend. On September 6th, Hayes, the former CEO of the BitMEX cryptocurrency exchange, warned that Bitcoin could correct below the $50,000 psychological mark this weekend as he opened a short position to capitalize on the downside. Easing investor concerns, Hayes announced the closure of his short Bitcoin position, expecting a potential Bitcoin rally as soon as next week. He wrote in a September 8X post, "Closed my BTC short, made 3% profit, enough to cover my food and bar tab for KBW. With bad girl Yellen watching markets and releasing a weekend statement, if stuff continues to puke next week, BTC might rise, anticipating more liquidity." According to Hayes, Bitcoin's price may surge as early as next week, driven by increased United States dollar liquidity from the Federal Reserve. The current weakness in the economy and financial markets could prompt this action. Bitcoin price could rally on U.S. money printing. The expectation of more liquidity injections from the world's largest economy could significantly bolster crypto investor sentiment and Bitcoin price action. More downside action in traditional markets could indeed invite a liquidity injection by the Fed, Hayes wrote in a September 7th X post. Bad girl Yellen is watching. If markets go down more, she will definitely pump up the jam by printing more money. The M2 money supply, which estimates all cash and short-term bank deposits across the U.S., could be the key to the next Bitcoin rally, according to Jamie Coots, chief crypto analyst at Real Vision, who wrote in a May 16th X post. This is due to a high correlation with BTC bull cycles. Of the big three I track in my Bitcoin liquidity framework, global M2 appears to capture the most of the moves. However, the rate of change in the money supply is more important than the nominal value, as Bitcoin usually moves with shifts in M2 momentum added coots. At the beginning of May, the M2 money supply turned positive year over year for the first time since November 2023, signaling that investors could soon start looking for hedges against inflation, such as Bitcoin. Bitcoin's September correlation in line with bull halving cycle, says analyst. Investor sentiment took a hit this week after fears of a sub-$50,000 Bitcoin correlation crashed the crypto market sentiment to extreme fear. Despite widespread concerns, Bitcoin's September downside remains in line with previous Bitcoin halving cycles, wrote popular analyst Reg Capital in a September 6th X post. When BTC retraced down 7% in September in 2021, BTC rallied up 39% in the following October. Bitcoin is currently down 9% this September. September has historically been a month of downside volatility, with average Bitcoin returns at negative 4.69%, making it the most bearish month based on average returns, according to CoinGlass data. So this concludes Crypto Top Headlines. If you haven't already done so, don't forget to click on the like and subscribe buttons as well as the notification bell. Also, leave your thoughts in the comments and share this video with your friends and family. Thank you all for watching Crypto Top Headlines, bringing crypto's news to you.